It's never a slow day. Every day is different. My little girl McKinley's doing great. I got a 12-day-old daughter in the house, keeping me up at night, amongst other things. But things are going well. You know, Coach Elliott's fun watching him getting there and make some noise, and he's making as good a run as he can at it. And I'm excited for him, and we're looking forward to heading to Texas and swinging our bat as hard as we can.
Steve, what have the last 2 weeks been like for you?
Oh, goodness. I've had some highs and lows and some sideways and some, a lot of different emotions going through, good and bad and everything. But it is what it is, and, you know, especially in this profession, anything can happen. So you move with the punches and you do the best you can. And, you know, my job is to get these guys ready to play the best I can and get these receivers ready to go out there and execute at as high a level as they can, and we'll go from there.
Have you coached at Kyle Field before? I know you've been.
I have.
Oklahoma.
Great game.
Yeah,
Oklahoma played there it was 99. ESPN Game Day was at 5 of our games that year.
Yeah.
And we were at A&M, and I think we were down by about 14. And we had an interception for a touchdown. And then somehow in the game we decided if we were going to go for 2 or not, and we weren't sure what to do. And we ended up going for 2 and making it. And it put us up by 4. Yep. And at the end of the game, they were driving down, and they were actually on the 10-yard line on 4th down and missed it. Had to score to beat us and missed it. And that put us, you know, that was the year that we beat K-State and Nebraska back-to-back. They were number 1 in the country. You know, It was a neat year. Played Florida State for the national championship. But yeah, at Kyle Field, it was a few thousand shorter. What was it then? 90,000. Now it's 103.
102 now.
102. So I haven't been since then. But yeah, no, it's a neat place. Have you been there?
No, never been there. No.
Anybody ever been there?
Going first time.
The press box shakes. And somebody said they kind of solidified that a little bit, but I mean, it wiggles. And it's, first time you're up there now, it'll make you a little nervous. You know, we thought about trying to get out of there, but yeah, no, it's a rocking house. It really is. So hopefully at 10 in the morning, it's not that loud.
Steve, is it getting to the point where you guys are wondering if you're going to get Debo back this year at all?
Sure it is. I'm in between. You know, I feel for him, and I'm kind of angry at him. But it is what it is, and hamstrings are tough, and he might come back, he might not. I told him I got to bet who's going to come back first, he or Jared Washington. So they compete every day to see who's going to make it back. Yeah, who knows? And that's certainly been a tough loss for us, a guy that we had planned on having a pretty big year for us. So yeah, no, we're fully under the intentions he may or may not make it. And even the day he came back that they said he's cleared and full speed and ready to go, he lasted 5 minutes individual and went down again. So it's hard to put him in position where we would consider counting on him before the year's out. But if he's there, he'll certainly be an added bonus for us.
At some point, they have to reach a point of no return where even if he is healthy to come back, you say, "What's too late?" and we'll just take the medical, try to get a medical red shirt.
I don't know that. That's a good question. I don't know if he could do that or not. He possibly could. I didn't even ask that because we've always thought about trying to get him back. But yeah, I'll ask that today. See what the truth is on that one. Yeah, I told him you only get 1 red shirt year though, but I guess you could get a second medical possibly. So yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah, good.
And this is still the hamstring from the North Carolina game.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, same one, nothing different. Same little issue that got him and just kind of been holding him back. He just hadn't been full speed much, and then the day he went back to 80%, and they rehab him, they run him, and they bike him, and he runs well. He just, when he cuts, he's still a little tight. So we'll see.
What stands out about what Chavis has done with that defense there at A&M?
You know what? They got a lot of good players, and he's certainly a good coach and fundamentally and sound and tough, and they're going to fly to the ball. But they've got good players now. You look at some of the D linemen they've got, and every one of them. You know, we keep looking on the roster. Who's that guy? You know, what year is he? Freshman? But all those guys can play. Secondary moves around. Safeties get involved in the game. Corners are physical. And actually, they have a couple of corners that literally they line up and they attack you off the line of scrimmage. You don't see that very often. So you got to get ready to play these guys. We got to run the ball well. We know that. They've given up some rushing yards, so we know if we're going to play as well as we can, we got to stay on the field and rush the ball as well as we can, along with throw it and catch it when we throw it.
I know you still got a couple more days to decide on starters, but who's running with your ones right now?
Yeah, Farrell and DJ. Yeah, DJ will get in there. That other position, Shamir and Hayden will be in there, rotating around some, and so they'll all rotate around. But it should be a strong group, and then we got some different personnel groups. But Terry Guger will be he'll be that slot, that different formation. He'll be in that formation as well. So you should see all those guys in the game rotating around.
Where's Hayden Hurst come from?
He came from baseball field.
No, but
you know what?
He goes from tight end and now perhaps starting
his biggest weakness at tight end was he couldn't block real well.
Yeah.
He wasn't great at getting in there and fighting with defensive ends. And, when he got here and weighed 240, we said, that's certainly got to be a position that he can play.
Yeah.
But he's a big guy that can run and catch. And we got to find a way to let him do what he does well. And he does that as well as anybody we have on the team. He really does. He's a big guy that can run and catch. So we got to find a way to let him get out there and do a few things. So hopefully he can help us out there.
Do you look at Jalen Christian to play at all, or not at this point?
No, he actually kind of tweaked his knee a little bit a few weeks ago. Because at one point we said, listen, let's decide on one more guy just to practice. We were running low on practice bodies. And he was down a little bit, just enough to keep him out. So, yeah, he's definitely a redshirt guy, and we'll get him ready for next year. But he's doing well. He's a good player.
Did you know before Steve announced to the team that he was going to announce his retirement?
No, I did not, tell you the truth. So there's a lot going on with that day. But I found out when most everybody else did.
Anything else?
All right, good day, man.